Alright, welcome back, guys. My name is Zishan. Welcome back to Talk Football, home of reviews, tactics, and transfer talks. And in this video, we'll be talking about the European Super League that is about to begin in 2022. And here we have Sujit with us. Hi, Sujit. Welcome back to the channel.
Always a pleasure to be here, Baya. Hello, everyone.
Yes. Since I know that you are a bit short of time, so we'll make this very quick. We'll tell the viewers everything that it is to the European Super League that we all are so excited about. So Sujit, what is this European Super League? What do we know about it yet?
So, European Super League is basically a round-robin league, which is the way a league is conducted. Every domestic league is conducted, be it Premier League or La Liga. Any league is
La Liga.
basically runs the same way, but it only has like the top 5 or the top cream of the top 5 leagues in
Each
Europe.
of the leagues.
That is La Liga, Premier League, Bundesliga, French League, and the Italian Serie A.
Italian. Yeah, okay. We were hearing about this news that we'll be watching Barcelona play Juventus, Inter play Man United week in, week out. But as much as we should be excited with this news that we're gonna see them play week in and week out, there is a bit of a downfall. Don't you think, Sujit? How will this Super League affect the general leagues?
So, in order to understand the answer to that question, you'll have to first understand how it functions. So, basically, it will have around 16 to 18 teams, and it will work with the home leg and away leg, exactly the same as how a league functions.
Same
format. So they'll have around 36 to 32 or 36 matches, based on if it's 16 or 18. They'll have either 32 or 36 matches. So, if that happens, it would become difficult for the players to play in their domestic leagues because their schedules will be crunched.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that they will be withdrawing themselves from their domestic league. Is that true?
So it's supposed to start from 2022. That's the tentative date they've set up. And it was announced that if it does start, they won't be withdrawing from the domestic leagues. That is, the big ticket clubs won't be leaving the domestic leagues. They will be playing the domestic leagues, UCL and the European Super League concurrently. But you'll also have to understand that they are also human. The players are also human. They can only play a certain number of games until they get injured or fatigued or whatever. So, of course, at some point they'll have to take a decision and pull the plug on some competitions, and that will have other concurrent effects, because if you quit from the Premier League, the competition won't be half as viewed anymore. And since the Premier League doesn't, and not just the Premier League, since the top
leagues,
the top leagues don't have the top teams, so the UCL will be contested with not the top teams, will be contested by the people who are by the clubs who are generally not considered title challengers in any way. And the Europa League will be even worse because they are challenged by the 5th place teams and the people who get knocked out of the UCL. And already the mid-table teams will be towards the top 5 or 10 positions. So you can clearly see, you can understand that the UEL will not be half as competitive, or the UCL, those competitions will lose their sheen.
Yeah, so previously when I talked to friends of mine, they were very excited about that we are going to have this kind of a league which will have all of the top teams from all around the world, and we'll be watching them play week in and week out. It is so enthralling. But if you look at the broader picture of it, you would see fatigue, you would see injuries happening to players because they will be playing a number of games in just a week. So it will demand a lot from the players. And what about the financial condition of the team? Because Bartomeu resigned, and just a day before he accepted the invitation to appear in the European Super League. He said this will bring in some cash. It will help them financially. So how do you think this will be any sort of help?
So I think this is what Bartomeu's line of thinking was. One, there are either of two ways. The first way is just he wanted to destroy the club more, which is very much possible. Or the second way is
possible.
And the second way is that since every single team is a big ticket team, so see, even if you take the UCL, you take the group stages of the UCL, there will definitely be a few teams that you've not heard of. So there will be some stadiums that are not filled as they're supposed to be. But if you take something like the Super League, even the bottom placed team in that Super League will be a team you've definitely heard of, because you're taking the top few teams from every club.
So you'll definitely go on and watch that game, even though they'll charge you such amount. You'll definitely want to watch them play because yeah, of course, it's your team. They know that these clubs are being supported heavily throughout the world, and definitely they'll have a lot of viewers, so they'll get revenue. So is that the plan for them? Is it going to destroy football for the sake of
Finance,
money?
yes. It really seems like, because there is a different feel of having your local clubs play the big ticket teams, and at some point you upset them, you win. That is what football's all about. Football's not just about, hey, you go every day in, day out, you go play the big teams. No, because you remember Madrid won 3 UCLs continuously. At the same time, because they were so dominant on the UCL side, they couldn't keep up that run in the domestic side. Domestically, they couldn't keep up that run, and I mean, I'm not saying they were bad. They obviously finished the top 2 or first. Even they didn't even finish first, but their dominance was more in the UCL. I think any Madrid fan will accept my point here. They were so dominant in the UCL that they kind of neglected the domestic side of it, and the sheen of having won the treble or the sextuple, those tournaments, that feel goes. Like, it's a different thing when your team wins the local, all the cups, then it goes and wins the Champions League. Yes. And another thing is that your top, the chance of the smaller players getting a chance, that will reduce majestically, because every day you go in, you're facing the least placed side in the Super League. It'll still be some big team. It could be anybody. It could be Manchester United. It could be Liverpool.
So Sujit, we rounded up to a very good point. That was supposed to be my last question from you. What will happen to the small teams? Like if you talk about teams like Aston Villa, the teams like Malaga, Getafe, which play decent football, which do challenge the top teams at from the top 4-5 position. What does it mean for them and their fans?
I think that they will still thrive, because they're not getting pulled out from any competition. They still have football to play. They still have La Liga. I'm more worried about the smaller, like, fringe players or youth players in big teams, already established teams. They
won't be getting that much of an
never be getting a
opportunity
chance
to play. Because all of the games will be so high intense games, so they'll need to play their best players.
They'll have to play their best players, best formations, and experimenting will be at a low, because you try to experiment, you're practically losing, because the other team will come with their top players. They'll all be players part of a World 11 side type of players, and they will come with their top 11, and you will struggle if you try to experiment. So every game you'll see a Messi, every game you'll see a Ronaldo. I mean, they'll never get a rest. They will get injured, and these smaller players will come. I think you'd see careers ending abruptly, and some careers not going up at all. So I don't think it's a great way to play football, because it just becomes a financial thing.
You know what we love? We love that we love that Champions League is kind of a football which brings in the bigger teams. The big teams play against each other. That happens like around 2 times per year. Like if talking about this year, we were so excited to see Ronaldo face Messi, and if that happens every week, will it lose its credibility?
I feel like you take a Messi Ronaldo thing, you'd still, I mean, they were in the same league for 9 years, you'd still watch every game. I mean, that's a different thing altogether. But if you keep watching, let's say, Manchester United versus Bayern at their primes, I'm saying, I mean, you'd watch it once, because you want to see how the English side of things competes against the German side of things.
Compete against the Germans.
Yeah, you take a German and English side playing against Spanish teams, against Italian teams round the year, they lose their identity, they lose their brand of football. It all becomes the same machine drilled process in the end. The reason why Barca plays the way it does is because of the plays it plays its game continuously. It plays mostly in Spain, so it's tailor-made in Spain. So you want to see how that thing will work out in the European side, on the world stage. Once you
against big teams,
exactly, you tweak it here and there, but the main framework remains the same. Here there is not going to be a framework, because you're not going to be playing against players who are going to have the same mentality. You're not going to have the same you're not going to see any improvements in the same technique. You just see different techniques altogether. You'll try to maybe bring that into your team, it might not work. So I don't see I don't see good football happening. This league won't function on skill. It's going to function on how durable the players are. And that is no way to
how
play
long
football.
lasting.
Football is an art, and that's not a way. How long lasting is not going to be the way something an art form is to be pursued.
Well, that's all for this video, guys. I guess we literally cleared out as much as it was that you were expecting out of this European Super League thing. I hope we made it clear for you. Now you can make your judgments about this league. Whatever you're thinking, let me know in the comments down below. If you do like this video, do like and subscribe to this channel for more similar content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, as always, peace out.